What's going on, guys? Dwayne here with Dwayne TV, and I am back again. In this video, this is going to be a live stream about credit cards. It is 2024. This is my very first video, well, very first live stream of 2024. So happy New Year to you guys. Happy MLK Day. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dwayne. On this channel, I talk about credit cards and how to make money using credit cards. I also talk about driving Uber in Texas. I talk about my experience in regards to the stock market. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. So tonight's live stream is going to basically just be about talking about credit cards in regards to 2024. Of course, if I can answer any questions that you guys may have, feel free to ask those questions at any time. The live stream is definitely a format that's set up for me to answer you guys' questions and, kind of just, deal with whatever questions you may have or concerns that you may have. It is a new year, and this is always a good time to kind of reassess where we are and, try to set goals about the things that we want to accomplish. I'm very good about, once I decide to get serious about a goal that I've set for myself, I'm very good about walking that walk. And of course, everything it's up here and like we have to decide to get serious. We do everything up here first before we actually execute. And I'm not going to lie, like one of the things that you could do to your detriment is for you to wait for everything to be perfect and ideal before finally taking action. We waste so much time because, ideal and perfect may never come. And then we realize, listen, I got to take action. So once again, in this video, we're talking about credit cards in 2024. For myself personally, I don't have a goal to get any credit cards per se in 2024. This is not something that is high on my list just because I have a lot of cards already. And, I can get this card here and that card there. But as far as like a card that I really, really want to get, there's not a card that's coming to my mind. However, there are always people that are beginning their credit and credit card journey. And once again, if I can provide any kind of help or suggestions as to what you should consider doing in regards to credit cards or even banking, right? Or even like maybe certain things financially, I definitely will give my free advice here on YouTube because this is free. All you have to do is listen to the information and of course, do your own research and you can decide if that's something that is going to benefit you. Be sure to smash the thumbs up as you guys are coming into this video. That would really help tremendously. For the viewers that are normal viewers here on the channel, of course, you guys have seen a transition as to the channel and the fact that I'm sharing different videos, and different topics on this channel. So, of course, I appreciate you guys being patient with me. But once again, if you guys have any concerns or questions, don't be afraid to ask or suggest. I see we got my boy Arno in the building. Happy New Year to you, my brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. He says, back again. Yes, sir. We have my homie Devin in the building. Devin says, hey, Dwayne, how have you been? I've been extremely well. I'm having a really productive life and I'm in a really clear space in my life right now, which I'm very excited about. As a matter of fact, I hope that you are doing okay. Arno as well. I hope you're doing okay. This is a live stream. So if you guys have any questions or if you just want to say hi, slap it into the comment section. So yeah, I've been doing well. As a matter of fact, today I was having a conversation about depression, and I was saying that it's very interesting. Depression is very interesting, and based on my life experiences, I know that it's a real thing. But I also know now, based on where I am as far as my mindset and just maturity, I feel like it's hard to be depressed if you are at least trying to exercise daily, right? It's hard for you to be depressed and exercise. And when I say exercise, I'm not talking about anything monumental, right? I'm just talking about something simple. It could be something as simple as walking briskly, walking in general. it's hard for you to stay depressed if you are being conscious about, you know what, I'm going to walk today, right? It's just the two things cannot really be the same at the same time. Now, I guess, you could probably go back to being depressed after you're done walking or done exercising. But I think it's very interesting. And the reason why I kind of brought that up is the importance of doing something physical and being physical and accomplishing your goals in regards to your health. It doesn't have to be a vanity thing. It doesn't have to be a vain thing. It could literally be, I'm going to be a healthier version of myself. And I'm going to, out of the 7 days in the week that we have, I'm going to do something 5 to 6 days out of the week. And the reason I'm saying 5 to 6 days is because, of course, 4 days is cool and 3 days is all right as well. But the thing is, if you're doing something 5 to 6 days out the week, you're going to get better results, I feel like. And overall, you're just going to feel better about yourself. And that one area of focus, if you're focusing on your health, you can transfer that type of energy and that type of consistency over to your financial situation, over to your situation regarding your credit, over to the situation regarding being a better spouse, over to the situation regarding being a better parent. It's just incredible how you can take that one thing that you can be successful at and transfer that to different topics and areas in your life. Now, of course, I'm not looking to be perfect in every facet of my life just because that's probably going to be exhausting, right? But I'm definitely looking to make sure that I'm being efficient and I'm being productive in the things that I think matter. So, it's always, like I said, it's a good time. It's the beginning of the year. It's a good time to kind of set some goals for yourself. I know new year, new me type of thing. And for most of us, sadly, new year, same me, right? I have challenged myself to personally run 2 miles every single day for the next 200 days. And I started that journey on January 1st. And it's very interesting just because even though I've done it for 15 days now, it's not necessarily any easier than January 1st, right? And if I look too far ahead, right, I have 185 days left. If I put my energy into the fact that I have 185 days left, I may not make it 185 days. But the thing is, I have control over what I'm doing today and where I put my energy today and what I choose to focus on today. And in doing that and focusing on, you need to get these 2 miles in today. You know what I mean? Eventually, over time, I'm going to be successful and I'm going to get closer and closer to accomplishing the goal of running 2 miles every day. The reason why I chose 2 miles is, well, number one, it's not easy, right? I mean, it's easy for someone, but doing something like this that is physical every single day, it's demanding and it's definitely a process. So I chose 2 miles because back in high school, when I attempted to play soccer, my senior year, I was nothing special. We had to run 2 miles and we had to do 2 miles in like 16 minutes. And of course, your boy couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't some, tall, awesome specimen. I was like 5'10 max. I was 5'10, I'm 5'9 right now. And nothing special. I would always stop on lap 5, lap 6. So it's incredible now that I'm 45, right? And I'm able to run the 2 miles without stopping, right? So for me, the 2 miles is certainly a challenge. Of course, I could run more miles than 2 miles every single day, but it's challenging enough. So that's why I chose 2 miles for 200 days straight. But I want to encourage you guys to set goals, but don't be intimidated or overwhelmed about where you'd like to be at the end of the goal, right? Instead of being overwhelmed and intimidated about how far you have to go, just focus your energy on the todays, right? The todays in your life. Focus your energy on this day, right? And am I doing what I need to do this day to get me to where I want to be eventually? And if you focus on every single day, obviously over time, you're going to continuously taking these small steps and building momentum and building trust and consistency with yourself. Building trust with yourself. It's super interesting just because, it's like I feel good about doing the thing that I say I was going to do, or I feel good about doing the thing that I know I need to do that's beneficial to me, right? And so it's incredible when you go on the journey to be a healthy person or be a better version of yourself in regards to your health. There are a lot of positive side effects, like you become more confident, you become more proud of yourself and your energy that you're putting towards the thing. So it's very interesting. Ulysses, what's going on, my man? Ulysses says, hello, everyone in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Thank you so much for stopping by. It's a pleasure to see you in another video, my man. Happy New Year to you as well, sir. Devin is celebrating 40 months of channel membership. Man, I appreciate you so much. He says, since the last live stream I attend about 4 months. I've gotten 9 new cards and 9 credit limit increases. Devin, man, you are killing it. That is incredible, bro. Wow, 9 cards. What are those cards? If you feel like sharing, let me know in the comment section if you feel like sharing. We got Credit Pro Tips. It says, what's up, Dwayne? I love the positivity. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's a work in progress. And that's one of the things that I'm very happy about. I know that like in life, we all kind of see people and things that we would like to be like, you're like, oh, I really respect this person and I wish I could be more like this person type of thing. And I used to be like that. I used to see people and say, man, I wish I could be, as cool as this person is, and like how they treat their partner and how loving they are and how positive they are. And it's very interesting because I was never a positive person. That's not my go-to. I'm a realist. And so, I was a realist. But now I am closer to erring on the side of positivity just because it just makes sense. Like I have wasted a lot of years worrying about stuff that I can't control and just worrying in general. And when I choose positivity, it's just a whole different vibe, and there's power in realizing how valuable every single day is. And I'm very future minded, future oriented. Like I need to make sure this is in place, that's in place. But there are certain things that I try to put my energy into in regards to the daily aspect, right? Like I know, and we all do, it's not a secret. I know that if I want to be better in whatever facet of my life, I know that if I make a conscious effort every single day to take the necessary action, that I'm going to be better, right? For example, I know that if I want to be a better, partner, right? I know that I can choose on a daily basis to be positive and pour positivity into my relationship, right? I can choose to be kind. I can choose to be affectionate. I can choose to say words that are uplifting. And I could choose to just have a positive energy and positive vibe overall. And that's going to be beneficial. I mean, that's obviously beneficial in every aspect. Quite often we could easily focus on what is not in our possession. Speaking of what's not in our possession, listen, guys, if you have questions, comments, concerns, if you're interested in eyeballing a specific credit card that you're thinking about getting in 2024, definitely let me know. Don't be shy in the comment section. I see we have a couple of people in the house. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up yet, be sure to smash the thumbs up. But I'm here to answer you guys' questions in regards to credit cards in 2024. Now, of course, I have my personal favorite cards or personal favorite credit card companies that I personally like. I'm a huge fan of Chase, even though I cannot have any Chase cards at the moment. I ruined my relationship in 2019. I didn't really ruin it, but we'll say that I ruined it. All right. And so I'm going to have to wait, at least 7-8 years before I circle back and try to reestablish a relationship with Chase. If they let me, they may not let me. I do have a personal checking account with Chase, and I also have a business account with Chase, but no credit cards. But I love Chase, and I would recommend Chase for a lot of people. I absolutely love American Express. One of the main reasons I love American Express is the fact that they're inquiry friendly, especially after you've been approved for your first American Express card. They do not do hard inquiries for your other credit card applications. Now, it's been a minute since I applied for an American Express card. Sheesh, I don't even remember the last one I applied for. Probably, I don't know, maybe 2021 was the last time I applied for an Amex card. So yeah, but I like them just because they're inquiry friendly, and friendly in the sense that, once again, you don't get hard inquiries after the initial hard inquiry. So I'm a huge fan of American Express. I'm also a huge fan of Discover Card. Discover Card can be a hit or miss for a lot of people, but definitely I'm a huge fan in the first year of membership, and you are allowed to Discover credit cards. So obviously I would suggest, getting a Discover card and maximizing use of that card your first year, because they're going to match the cash back or points that you earned during the first year. And then after the first year, I would suggest getting another Discover card as well and doing the same thing. Or if you're going to be interested in something else, right? I think when it comes to credit card, and like a lot of other things in life, it's very easy to be scatter-minded because there's so many credit cards tugging at you, right? So it could be, especially when you're plugged into a credit card community such as this one and all the other ones that are here on YouTube, it could be very easy because it's, you know how it is. It's like, you're interested in finally getting some credit cards, and then it's like you keep watching these credit card videos and people are talking about this card and this card does this, and then you get this many points with this card and then another card. And before you know it, you are contemplating 3, 4, 5 different credit cards. Okay. And so you just have to be smart. The good news is there's time. You don't need to get all the credit cards at once. And, it's not necessarily insanely beneficial for your credit score. But I will say, if you got a lot of credit cards at once, that, you're not necessarily spreading out your inquiries, and you're not spreading out, affecting your average credit age, right? So like if I have a card that's 5 years old, or if my average age is 5 years old credit wise, and then I apply for another card, it's going to bring down my age, to 4 years and 10 months. And then I apply for another card, it's going to bring it down to 4 years and 8 months, and then if I get another card. And so like, if you get a lot of cards at once, obviously, and then wait, another credit that much. Like right now, my credit scores are all pretty high across the board, but my average age of credit needs the most work out of all the categories. I'll show you guys. I'm logging into my Credit Karma here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, just because my average age, once again, is nothing special. So currently you see my scores 821, 822. If I click on TransUnion and show you guys kind of what's going on here, this is TransUnion. If I show you guys kind of what's going on there, you see my average age, my credit age is 5 years and 4 months, right? And it's in yellow. It needs to be like 9 years for it to be in the green. So my score is still pretty high, but my average age is the only thing that needs a lot of work. And then if I show you guys Equifax, 822 on Equifax credit score here. According to Credit Karma, of course, this is not a FICO score. You see right here, same scenario. My credit age, 5 years, 4 months. Okay. So even though my score is pretty high, that's the only category that is not in the green. And the only way that's going to get into the green is by me sitting completely still and not applying for any more credit cards. You know what I mean? Like if I sat still and waited another 3 years, then my credit age would be 8 years and 4 months, right? So we both know that's not going to happen. You know that I'm going to be applying for, a credit card here or there. I have a lot of cards. So it's, I don't know, like there aren't a lot of credit cards that are going to catch my attention and or sign up bonuses. But I will apply for a credit card just because of a sign up bonus, or I will apply for a credit card, because I'm a bonehead and I'm going to get, X amount of % off my purchase, right? Because I just got the Target Red card, in 2023, at the end of 2023, Definitely didn't need that card, but I got it and I was happy. And my limit was like 8,000 something. I think it was 8,000 something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, did not need that card. There's a credit card that HEB has. HEB is a grocery store here in Texas, and I love that store. And they're giving 5% cash back when you purchase HEB products, which is good for them. They're going to get your money by you purchasing their product. They're also going to get more money from you by you not paying your credit card bills off in full, which is, don't do that. Pay your credit card bill off in full. You know what I mean? Like, don't use your credit card unless you already have the money sitting in the bank. Pay your credit card bill off. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know life happens. And I know that there were many times that I used my credit card back in the day. It's very funny because, there are checking account offers, and the checking account offer might be like, if you have a $500 balance, you can avoid the checking account fee that they're going to charge you every month. And I'm laughing at that because, of course, there were times back in the day that I did not have the ability to have my checking account balance always have a $500 balance in there, right? Like, my balance would go below $500. And so I think that's interesting, just because life happens in different ways and waves, right? For example, when I was a college student, or whenever I was at a point in my life where I could not afford to fill my gas tank, like fill my tank, and gas was cheap back in the day when I was growing up, like 89 cents, 90 cents for 1 gallon. Okay. Like, that's cheap. That's when $20 could, I could go to the movies, you feel me, with the $20 and, maybe grab, some fast food. Like, that's when $20 was like, that was dope. So yeah, I mean, there were times where I absolutely couldn't fill my gas tank. So I get it. Like, I understand that, a credit card may come in handy if you need it and for emergencies, and you may not survive if you don't have a credit card. But the goal is to get to a point where you're not using the credit card and saying, I'll just pay it off over time. Like, that's the worst thing you could do, because over time you may have other issues that arise that requires you to use your credit card. And then now, the interest rate now, 17% is considered good now, right? But you're paying 19, 25, 26% on your credit card, which is ridiculous. Okay, so if possible, pay off your card. You know what I mean? Let me jump into this comment section here. So Devin responded and says, most of them I used to have, but they are Sam's Club Personal MasterCard, Sam's Club Store Only Credit Business Card, Verizon Visa, TJ Maxx MasterCard, Walgreens MasterCard, Chevron Visa, Amazon Store Only. Wow, man, that is so freaking cool, man. You got so many cards. Arno says, love Amex, 9 Amex cards, deep business and personal. There we go. Absolutely. And that's the business side of credit cards is something that I haven't really gotten into. And honestly, it's so interesting. I'm not like worried about it or concerned. And I don't know why. I mean, maybe because I just have so many cards right now, but I know that once again, I will be applying for cards because of sign-up offers. So I definitely should put that on my agenda to really kind of look into in regards to business credit cards, because I know that they have sign-up offers and I could take advantage of them. It's not like having enough points is a thing. You can never have enough points. You know what I'm saying? So definitely need to kind of look at that, to be honest with you. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm tripping. All right. All right, jumping back into the comment section here. Devin says, business goal, signature cashback Visa with Langley and AMC Theaters Visa. Wow, man, that's dope. Man, you got so many cards. Hey, Devin, how many cards do you have? I feel like the last time we talked or you messaged me, I know you had over 40 cards. How many cards do you have now? Dwight, what's going on, my brother? Dwight says, what's up, Dwayne? I've been in the garden for a while. I really haven't seen anything new that's interesting me for right now. Yeah, man, honestly, it was interesting for me to be in the garden, because I totally sat still for 2 years, having a channel that was mostly geared towards credit card and not applying for a credit card for 2 years, right? Like, of course, I think in a way it's cool just because, you know, obviously a lot of people talk about whatever they talk about in regards to credit cards, but like it's one thing to actually like sit still and be in the garden and just kick it and wait those 2 years. Cause like that's 2 real years, just like a lot of things in life that, you don't necessarily get instantly. I think one of the things that is interesting for myself personally is the journey that I have taken in regards to my health. I've always kind of been like, yo, you need to figure this out because like one day you're going to be 65, right? I'm 45 now. And I'm like, one day you're going to be 65 and you're not going to be able to hit the gym as hard as you were hitting the gym when you were 35. So I would always kind of think about that. And of late, I've been like trying to get more into understanding by execution or implementation, having a high protein diet and seeing how my body is changing by what I'm eating and how much protein, carbs, and fat that I'm eating, how my body is literally changing in front of my eyes. And it's super strange just because like in the beginning of my journey, the results seem to come quickly, right? You lose weight in your face, whatever. Like it seems to come pretty quick. Now I'm at the point where like the results are at such a snail pace that if you're not careful, you might just stop altogether. And so I'm talking about 2 years, about being in the garden for 2 years. But it's interesting because like my body is slowly transforming in front of my eyes, because I'm choosing to pay attention to proteins, fats, and carbs. And I'm interested to kind of see like where I might be in 2 years, right? It's a very, very interesting journey, and it's such a slow journey. And one of the things that I can appreciate about life is that there are so many different levels of understanding, right? There's different levels of understanding. For example, the level in which you understand math in the first grade versus the level of math in the 12th grade versus the level of math in college versus the level of math if you're an engineer, right? So there's different levels of accomplishment and understanding. And the same is true in regards to like literally everything, and there's a huge difference between like knowing what to do and actually doing it, right? Actually executing, huge difference. Most adults, 30 years old and older, most of us know what we should do. Most of us know the solution for the problems that we have, right? The problem comes in because we're not executing, and we're not executing for a multitude of reasons. Instead, what we should do or should consider is just focusing on this day. Like I cannot tell you how powerful that is. There's so many things in life that means absolutely nothing to you until it means something to you, right? Like I cannot tell you how many times we've heard, take it one day at a time. And it's funny hearing take it one day at a time. Most of the times people have a negative connotation or a negative perception. We don't take it one day at a time doesn't seem like a positive thing. For whatever reason, when you hear that, you're not hearing that in a positive light, right? Just like when people say, they're too obsessed, they're not saying they're too obsessed in a positive way. It has like a negative vibe to it. So taking it one day at a time means nothing until you get to a place in your life where you really understand, based on where you are, that taking it one day at a time is literally the key. Like, you know how it is when you hear motivational speakers talk about certain things and you're like, man, I wish I could live my life the way they do, or I wish I could see it the way they see it, right? And I go back to understanding on a different level, right? There's different levels of understandings. There's different levels of accomplishment. And so I just encourage you to, walk it out for the things that you think are important to you. I mean, if you're not trying to be a good person and a good partner and a good parent, and a good son, if life is not about those things, I don't know what life is about, right? I mean, the other things that we want, travel and have fun, that's the easy stuff. How much energy do you have to put into traveling and having fun, right? And eating out at restaurants, that's easy, right? And that's not what's going to define your life. I mean, yeah, it's going to make you happy, but that's not what's going to define your life, per se. Anyway, sorry, let me jump back into this comment section. Devin says, I mainly open a lot of cards because of health issues with important family and the holidays. I hear that, my brother. We got Pipeline Podcast says Dwayne is back again. I'm 19 minutes late, but I'm here. Hey, Dwayne, I'm so happy to report that my machine is back in a local business about 20 minutes away and literally right down the street from where I'm at. It's making transactions, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, but first of all, congratulations. I mean, that's the magic right there, right? That's the magic, it's nothing special now, but what will it be 5 years from now? You know what I'm saying? I just love the fact that your entrepreneur mindset, you're business minded, you're making a lot of smart decisions right now. That's incredible. Once you get to my age, you're going to have hella freedom. You know what I mean? You're a good 20 years away from my age, 20 plus years away from my age. And when you get to my age, the moves that you're making now, such as this, as well as in the stock market, come on, man, you're going to be sitting pretty. So that is freaking incredible. Once again, this is a live stream. If you have any questions or concerns, slap them into the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Even if it's just to say hi. Happy New Year to all of you guys out there. I hope 2024 is prosperous. I hope it's productive. I definitely I've set at least one goal for myself this year. And I mentioned it earlier in the live stream. What I've challenged myself to do is to run 2 miles every single day for 200 days. Initially, when I thought about the goal, I said, I'm going to do 2 miles every day for 100 days. And it just didn't sound aggressive enough, which obviously it is, right? So I was like 2 miles a day for 200 days. I got the 2 and 2 miles and the 2 and 200. So that's kind of where I ended up. Now, of course, I could have done 2 miles a day for 365 days. But I think it's important to not overwhelm myself. I know that if I have a goal in mind and I know where the destination is, I know that if I focus solely on the destination and not on what I'm doing today, it's a daunting task and I may get overwhelmed, and it's more intimidating that way. But if I focus on what I'm doing today, am I running my 2 miles? Okay, good. You got today complete. Sweet. When tomorrow comes, guess what? Am I running my 2 miles? Yes. And I focus on that. And before you know it, my 200 days will have come and gone. Right now, I'm on day 15. And it's an interesting little experience. Yesterday, I ran outside and it was 48 degrees, 43 degrees. I don't remember what it was. I was like, I got this. Man, my hands were freezing. It was different. And I've ran in that temperature before, but I was in Connecticut and I guess, it's a different type of cold. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I was freezing yesterday. Anyway, let's see. Devin says, from my business goal approval, I now have 12 cards with American Express. Wow. Dang. So you have 7 business cards with American Express? Just curious. Paulette, what is going on? Thank you so much for stopping by. She says, hi, Dwayne. Happy New Year. Paulette, it's a pleasure to see you in the live stream. It's always good to see a friendly face. You know what I mean? Somebody that's been around for a minute. Pipeline Podcast says, my next card for me on my list will be the Built card. I'm more on more of a cashback person, but I'm strictly getting points that you can't cash out. It'll come from paying rent with zero transaction fee. Yeah, that is actually a really, really good card. Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. That is a solid card, to be honest. He also says, this is insane to think about, but I started in 2021 at a modest $16.22 hour salary in 21, and due to COVID, and I guess some kind of strikes, and me being here 3 years, I'm at $24.89 an hour. That's a 53% raise in 3 years. I love the percentage, man, and congratulations. That is huge. That is insanely huge. Too bad everything else has raised with that as well, but that's still huge, man. That's great. Also, from 2023 this year, I'm up from $22.89 an hour to $24.89 an hour, and that's a 8.7 increase. Man, you're killing it with the math, bro. Devin says, from your running journey, you should do a half or full marathon. No, absolutely. And you know what's interesting about it? For a fact, I know I can do a half a marathon. Like one day, I ran 14 and a half miles. And it's nothing spectacular. Like, I'm not out there trying to kill myself, right? It's just about endurance and consistency and keep on going. So I know that would be interesting, and silently, a half a marathon and a full marathon is calling me. I don't, it's not something that I feel like I need to do, but it's definitely something, and I'm talking the full marathon. It's definitely something that I am curious to experience because I want to know what that's going to feel like. Ironically, the Chevron Marathon in Houston was yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday, right? And so I looked up how long does the marathon last, and it's like it has a 6-hour limit, right? And I'm like, okay, that's 6 hours. Okay. So then I did 26.2 miles divided by 6. And it was like a little under 4.5 miles an hour, right? In order to make the 26.2 miles, right? So it's a little bit under 4 miles each hour. If I took 6 hours, right? And I'm like, okay, thinking about it that way, it's doable. It's doable, but it's still 26 miles, right? The most I've ever ran was 14 and a half miles consistently. So yeah, it's definitely something that I have thought about. It's definitely not going to be pretty, and like, I feel like these guys that are running the marathon, like, they're just on another level. Like, I don't want my heart rate to be up that high. I used to kill myself in my 30s. My heart rate used to be like 170 something, 182. And of course, like, yeah, but to have my heart rate there for like hours, not interested in doing that. Because I feel like, you need to have at least like an 8.5 minute mile. And that's a lot of effort, and it's a lot of effort for a lot of miles. But I think it's definitely something that's doable, and by doable, I simply mean that I know that I could complete like 4.5 miles every hour. Now, can I do that for 6 hours? Probably. And it would be an interesting journey. Like, I'm not a runner. Well, I guess I'm a runner, but like, I don't like take nutrition serious. Like, I would need to have, fuel while I'm running. And so I've never even experimented with that in my life. Like, they have those gel packs. And of course, I'm sure I could just like buy some on Amazon and try it myself and just go out and run for hours. Right. Which would be interesting. I'm pretty sure that I could do that. I know that I've ran like over 2 hours straight, which is just, it's such an interesting experience to say the least. But I don't know. We'll see. Devin says, I have 9 business cards and 3 personal cards with Amex. Okay, dang, man, you're killing it with the business bonuses. YouTube Experiment, what's going on, my man? Says, hi, Dwayne, happy new year. Congrats on the channel rebrand to focus on what motivates you. Quick question on credit cards. Do you focus on any card trifectas for travel redemptions? Great question. Believe it or not, I have been absolutely lazy in regards to like card trifectas. I feel like, clearly it's something that people can do that are really focused on credit cards. And if it's convenient, not convenient, but like if it's something that you're into, I think that it's incredible. There are a lot of trifectas out there in regards to credit cards, depending on points, depending on cashbacks. American Express has their own setup, or you could have cards that you use with American Express that has benefits in regards to points. Chase does as well. And I guess maybe even Navy Federal, but I'm not really like these days. I am so chill. Like everything for me is just about give me my 2% cash back with my flagship card. I might use my Wells Fargo Active Cash card because I get 2% on everything. I don't know. I'm just not as excited about the cash back and the points like I used to be. I think it's just, one of the many things in life where like something is excited before accomplishing the journey. And then once you get to the destination and you've been there for a while, as incredible as it is, it's not as special as it was. But there are definitely a lot of credit card trifectas out there. I think it's just a matter of finding what works for you. And if you want to put the time and energy into being deliberate about that, I think obviously it has its rewards. And I mean, that type of stuff was absolutely right up my alley. Like now I am a little bit more relaxed. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not maximizing every possible, way that there is. I'm just chill, I'm just chill with it. And I don't look at it as I'm missing out, just because I'm chill. Like I never had like a spreadsheet to tell me like, okay, if I use this card, I'm going to get max benefits here on points or cash back. So I got to use this for this, nothing is wrong with that. But I just know that I never really nerded it out all the way in regards to that. But it is definitely very beneficial. And if people are into that, kudos to them. Go for it. Full steam ahead. Definitely in 2024, I'm personally thinking about, getting rid of my American Express Gold card, getting rid of my American Express Platinum card. And I feel like I say that every single year. So we'll see. But great question, man. Devin says, recently I also joined Unified Federal Credit Union. Very cool. Don't know anything about those guys, but very cool. Nevertheless, I know that you know what you're doing. The thing is, there's so many offers here that we have in the United States. We just have so many great things that are available to us, and obviously a lot of people don't know, just because they don't. But there are just so many different offers, and from credit cards to checking accounts to high yield savings accounts, or just high yield accounts in general. Like when I tell you we have it so good here, we have it insanely good. We don't lack opportunities here, and it's just one of those many things that's incredible. One of the things that I think is interesting that kind of gets under my skin a little bit is the fact that it may be easier for you to affect a total stranger in a positive way than it is for you to affect people that you are family members with or people that you're friends with. It's crazy to me. For example, my dad couldn't really have certain conversations with me when I was younger about credit cards or investing. He couldn't have those conversations because he didn't know. You feel what I'm saying? Like he didn't know. Not that I would have listened anyway, because you know how young people are. And so then like I think that that's interesting. Then like I have my relationship with my kids, and I'm like, yo, I feel like I have enough information to set them up in a very positive way, right? Not set them up by giving them my money, right? But by setting them up, I also mean suggesting to them what they should consider doing in regards to their money. And if they listen and if they're interested, they can see that money grow. Now, my kids are way more important to me than me affecting, random strangers on the internet, like here on this channel, right? And so it's always interesting because like your friends and family, sometimes it's just pointless to try to get them to see and understand things the way you do, just because that's just how it is. It's human nature. It's so weird, no matter how much your friends and family may simply just not be interested, and they don't mean it like in a mean way. That's just what it is. And so it's just like, okay, this is interesting. Like, I want to affect my kids more than I want to affect a stranger, right? In a positive way, I'm talking, right? But that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Pipeline Podcast says, "Hey, Dwayne, I was a spectator at the 2023 marathon." Okay, here in Houston. Oh man, that's freaking cool. That's cool. Yeah, I definitely want to feel what that vibe feels like when you're in a race like that. I think it's one thing to have the adrenaline pumping, but like, is the adrenaline gonna be pumping for 26.2 miles? You feel me? Like, okay, maybe a 5-minute spurt type of thing, maybe a mile or two. But what happens once that kind of settles down? Very interesting. I'm definitely, I signed up to do a 5K, which is not a big deal. And I'm going to be doing it with my cousin and his wife. And it's not even, I may not even run the whole thing. I might just be like chilling with my cousin and his wife, and we just gonna like just take it easy. They might even be walking, right? But I think it would be interesting if I chose to go on the journey of like just having those experiences, doing a 5K, doing a 10K, doing a half marathon, like those races for sure. I know 1000% I could do that because I know that I've already done those distances by myself. And it's weird because, of course, I would like, if I was ever to do a marathon, I would like to experience that distance prior to the race. You feel me? Like, I don't want to, the first time I do it is the marathon. Like, I don't want to do that, even though there's nothing wrong with doing that, but I don't want to do that. So it'll be interesting to see if I ever kind of jump on that horse. Pipeline Podcast says, Dwayne, I don't know if you heard about the whole spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Yes, I have. And last year's BTC was up 150% in 1 year. Of course. I mean, the ETF situation regarding Bitcoin is huge. I have a buddy that was in my ear about it. Like, hey man, you should invest. You should do this. You should do that. And, and he wasn't wrong necessarily, but that's another example of life. We have so many things tugging at us and grabbing us, and so many different directions, and it's hard to be successful when your attention is scattered and when your money's scattered as well. You always feel like, you could always feel like, is this the right decision? Right? Should I be doing this with my money? I don't even worry about it anymore. Like, I'm not tripping about Bitcoin. I'm not even concerned. Like, I'm just trying to get my bearings with where I am in regards to the stock market. And that journey has not gone how I wanted it to go. And I have been on that journey since 2023. So May of this year would be 4 years. And based on the things in which I've invested, and it's weird, like I'm still trying to cultivate like what I want to do. And man, it's a trip. Like I've made some bonehead moves, but of course I consider them bonehead moves because my portfolio doesn't look the way I want it to look. Now, if my portfolio looked, better than I wanted it to look, then I would have been a genius, right? My confidence would have been on 1,000,000. So it's interesting to say the least. Devin says, I mainly joined. They're like one of the only companies that offer fixed rate credit cards, and from supporting my family and the holidays, I would need one in the future from the prime APRs going up. Yeah, I mean, a fixed rate credit card is definitely huge. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's tricky, but like if there's ever going to be a situation where you're paying on a credit card month to month, obviously, doing like a balance transfer is the most ideal situation. And then after that, having a fixed rate credit card would be the second option for sure. Dwight says, Dwayne, you should do a vlog on the preparation, checking in, and running to completion. Yeah, it's funny. What's funny about that is, and life in general, right? This is what's crazy. When I think of like ideas and things that people might like and be interested in as far as videos is concerned, people don't care. Like, people don't care like what the hell I'm doing. People don't care about, the energy that goes into some of the things that we do to bring you guys content. And I just think that that's super funny. Like, I started a TikTok and I am documenting my 2 miles a day every day for 200 days over there. And I started to kind of post videos here on YouTube, and people don't like that. Like, a lot of my subscribers was like, nope. And just people were unsubscribing, which whatever, like, I get it. Do what you got to do. Right. But it still doesn't feel good. Right. But it's certainly interesting. Like, you would think, oh yeah, man, this is going to be dope to share. People don't give a damn. And I guess that's cool. I mean, I'm not creating the content for those people anyway, right? Just the fact that I do have the ability to create content and share, and somebody receive positivity from that. And, if they implement certain things that I'm talking about, will, have a better life. Like, I think that that's absolutely dope. What's also incredible is I don't celebrate my victories, whatever that looks like, right? Like, let's say, so the channel has 30,000 subscribers. Obviously, that's a big deal, right? But it doesn't like phase me in the sense that like now I have a huge head because we got 30,000 subs on the channel. Like, it means absolutely nothing now, right? Of course, that means some people did get value out of the channel, which is incredible, but like I don't have the big head about that. Like, I'm nobody special. I'm nothing special, right? I'm just documenting and choosing to share certain things, and try to affect people in a positive way. And if I do, incredible. And I know that I've affected a lot of people in a positive way, but once again, it doesn't make me have the big head, because I'm nobody special. You know what I'm saying? I'm nobody special. There's nothing remarkable that's happening here that people can see. Me choosing to be consistent and me choosing to be positive, right? Like, making that decision every single day, like, there seems to be no magic in it, but there is magic in it, right? So I don't know, but that's funny though. I mean, I should do that. Pipeline Podcast says, what's your portfolio looking like lately? In 2023, I was up 20%. What about yours? I'm sure I was up over 30% in 2023, but it doesn't even matter right now because mine is down. You feel me? Like last year this time, my portfolio went down like $130,000. And it looks like it's on the same trajectory this year. So, it went down $130,000, and of course it recovered. So like, I mean, should I even count that as I'm up? Because I'm not up overall, right? So, but I mean, like, that's the difference between what you're doing and what I've chosen to do, right? Like, I'm insanely risky with my portfolio, and you got hella time on your side. Not that I am running out of time, but I'm definitely being more aggressive. So that's great, man. That's great news for you. Ulysses says, how is the Tesla? Just kidding. I know you don't have it anymore. No, of course I don't have it anymore. I mean, it's long gone. I'll tell you that. It's been gone since 2022. since April of 22, not April, July of 2022. I tell you what, I'm not opposed to getting another one. However, they definitely have to fix the range. They're like, oh, you're going to get 317 miles on a full charge. And I would be lucky if I got 250 miles, 250 miles on a full charge. So, I mean, it's interesting. That's something that a lot of people don't talk about in regards to their Tesla. But like, it's a real issue, like straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge issue, to be honest. But I don't know. Adrian, what's going on? My man says, hello, Dwayne. How you doing? Oh, man, I'm doing good, bro. Living the dream, man. Just enjoying every single day, or at least trying to stay positive, trying to focus on today and the beauty that's available in this day. Man, it's so crazy, because like nobody knows when we'll no longer be here, nobody knows. And so even choosing to focus on every day and choosing to see the beauty in this day, it's so incredible. It's not the easiest thing, because it's not like I'm going to spend every day being hyper successful and hyper focused. And man, I got the most out of this day, but I do pay attention, and I'm grateful for the day, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to, try to be productive each day. And that's the thing about like, taking the journey of trying to be a better person. Like, you're not going to be perfect. And if you're not perfect every single day in being productive, you got to be patient with yourself, and you got to be kind with yourself, and you got to chill, and then, value the next day if you're here the next day. So I don't know, but I'm doing good, man. Life is great, my brother. Hope you're doing well as well. Pipeline Podcast says, when I said I was a spectator at the marathon, I meant the Los Angeles Marathon, not Houston, although I would love to visit that marathon one day. It was so special seeing people without legs do a marathon, even if it was in a wheelchair. Yeah, I can imagine. I saw a video on YouTube where this guy was running with someone and the person was blind. So the person's running, like, I guess it was the guy from Catfish. Neve is his name. And he was running the marathon with this dude that was blind. And I was like, yo, that's live. That is freaking awesome. You know what I mean? To run a marathon and be blind. That's great. Ulysses, what's your question, my man? What do you got, my brother? Let me know. Speaking of questions, if you guys have any, slap them into the comment section. That's what I'm here for. Let's do it, baby. Your boys got to get up at 3:45, salt or sand on the road to, offset the icy situation. So we have people just getting into accidents left and right. I left the gym today and I was like, it was raining a little bit. And I was like, man, it's fine. I got on the highway and I was like, people were going super slow. And I was like, man, why are they going so slow? And like, the road is just wet. And then, of course, it took 2 seconds to realize that, yeah, the road is just wet, but there are also icy spots. I saw a whole truck next to me, like a 4x4 situation. Like it wasn't a Ford F-150. I think it was like a Toyota Tundra or something. But that boy was skiing for a minute. His truck was skiing. I mean, I was like, whoa, like it was gliding. It was crazy. So I was like, okay. So there was a point where I was going 8 miles per hour on the highway, right? Because we don't have the infrastructure for like icy conditions, because this might happen once every 2-3 years, right? It doesn't happen every single year. Devin says the AMC card I got is like the Apple card when applying. Oh, okay. What do you mean? It's like the Apple card when applying. They let you know if you're approved before you submit the application. Ulysses says, are you still doing AU? If not, it's okay. I am, but I'm definitely not broadcasting it. I mean, I really haven't talked about it at all, to be honest. And it's not like I'm advertising. I'm not advertising in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That was very interesting because a lot of people benefited from that. But definitely I am. I mean, you still got my number. You can text me. In the building. Devin says, lately I've been mainly only taking advantage of pre-qualifying or pre-approved offers when I get new cards. Yeah, I feel like that's the best, especially just because like someone like yourself and me, myself, we have so many cards. So, we could be very selective about the cards we get. Like it's not even fun per se anymore. I don't know, whatever. I mean, it's still a big deal, but it's not as big of a deal as it was before I had all these cards, definitely fun to get these cards. Lots of fun to get these sign up bonuses, to use these points, to use the cash back. Like that part of it does not get old, especially if, you have a way that you're going to meet the minimum spend. I was talking to one of my riders in Uber the other day, and it was a younger kid. He was 23. And, I was telling him, yeah, man, credit cards are my thing. And he was asking me about cards. And I was like, listen, make sure you know how you're going to spend that minimum spend before you apply for the card. And don't even apply for the card unless you got a big purchase coming up. So just wait. You wait till you got a big purchase and you know that you're going to meet that minimum spend. And then you apply. Devin says, yes, they will know. They will let you know what's your limit if you're approved. Okay, cool. Very cool. Pipeline Podcast says, little bit of a joke. Investment 2024. I'm investing 1,000 a week. Week 1, 2,000, week 2, all the way up to 52 weeks into Shiba Inu. Yeah, right. By the end of the year, that's 1,375 invested when $800 equal 1 million cow coins. Now, first of all, I butchered that joke. Let's start there. And I did buy a lot of Shiba Inu, which obviously silly, but I still have some actually. I have it on Webull Pay because I bought it through Webull. So I have it on Webull Pay, and I'm just kind of like not even worried about what's going on over there. It's really crazy. Susan, what's going on? Says, kid tested, mama approve. Okay. Okay, Susan. Not sure. But hey, that's funny. Ulysses says, okay, I'll hit you up when you're not busy. Cool. Sounds good, man. Listen, if you guys have any more questions, now would be the time. I'm going to stick around for another 2 minutes or so just to make sure that you guys get any questions that you may have. I hope you guys are having an incredible day. I hope your week is off to a good start. I know that mine is. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to check out your boy on TikTok, you know what I mean? My username is Dwayne TV 1925. I'm probably going to change that name, but the 1925, I just slapped my username in the chat on TikTok. 1925, I chose that on purpose because my grandmother is born in 1925. My grandmother's 98 years old. She just turned 98 December the 4th last month. And she run 2 miles a day every single day for 200 days. I love it. It's so funny, to a lot of people that, they might, that's nothing. Like, oh, that's easy. And I just love it. Like that's, it's so normal. You know what I mean? Like everybody has something to say. Everybody's a critic. Everybody has an opinion. But a lot of those people aren't doing anything, and they're definitely not taking action in their own life. So it's certainly interesting. Let's see here. Pipeline says, why? Okay, he's talking to Devin. Devin says, I also recently found out Capital One will let you see if you're pre-approved straight, and then I stopped. And I did it like under an hour, which is like really cool for me. The weather was cold, so of course, I knew that I wasn't going to be as tired, but it's just a lot better for me running outdoors. I mean, the goal is just 2 miles a day, which, after I pass the first 5 minutes of jogging, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Which is so cool. It's such a good feeling. Running or doing something physical, it's so interesting because, just like a lot of things in life, like you're not going to ever get the second wind. The next live stream And yeah, all right. Once again, my name is Dwayne with Dwayne TV, and I approve this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Pipeline Podcast says, oh yeah, Dwayne, by the way, I know you said you'd rather not use M1 Finance because of $95 M1 Plus membership, but I know they're making a jab or taking a jab at Robinhood because Robinhood Gold is $5 a month. Now M1 is $3 a month for the same membership. You're saying it's